All right, so my Facebook was hacked. It wasn't hacked. Well, it was hacked by hackers. Facebook sent me a notice about this after one of my Facebook bans. Most of you type stuff that could get you Facebook banned. The things that these people sent to me, they could be Facebook banned for, but I didn't Facebook ban them because I needed it as evidence to show what was going on. I I put up with harassment from the Bollingers for over 2 years now, and they're friends. And I've had to deal with a lot of really messed up people. If the police in Chapel, Nebraska had taken my report in 2017 on any of those occasions, it would have at least been documented. When the police in Chapel, Nebraska in 2018 realized that I was going after them for negligence, they did everything in their power to make sure that I wasn't allowed. The stories that I told, I posted the proof and it got taken down. Um, it took me over an hour to post the stuff that I posted or to edit the stuff just from 15 screenshots. I've got over 8,000 screenshots that need to go through. I mean, the amount of stress that I was put under when I left Virginia, not being able to see my friends and family in person where it matters. See, being there in person, hearing their views help to improve your defenses against depression. But I was being assaulted when I went to see my friends. I mean, I needed love, I needed to see my loved ones. I needed to hear their voices, and it was just texting after texting. I am so pissed off at them for not calling, and now I don't have my phone's off. I need help. It would have taken maybe 4 hours if the police in Broomfield on the 29th had sat with me. It would have taken about 4 hours to go through all of the stuff that had happened. Um, if I was to sit down with the police today, it would take over 400 hours. There is so much to go through, so many threats, so many people who offered to help, and then they were blocked. And I was wondering why it is that they offered to help, and then literally within an hour of offering to help me, they were blocked. And then there was a lot of messages after after I got out of jail in January in Boulder, after the Boulder police assaulted me. Please stop yelling, people. Um, I had to deal with a lot of alcoholics because they were more willing to help, apparently, or more willing to call. The problem is, like one lady that I was staying with, she has a kid who's autistic and violent. So all day long, she's screaming at this kid, and understandably so. This kid is extremely violent, and she copes with it by drinking a very large bottle every night. And at night is the only time that we have to work on it. And she is too drunk. She gets stuck on repeat, repeating the same thing over and over and over and over again, and then talking about herself. And she won't take a look at any of this. She just talks about it. I needed actual help, not people to get drunk and tell me how to think and how to feel. Um, there are good people that could have helped, but I was cut off from them. A lot of the evidence has been destroyed. My phone that I had when Natalie died, I had that phone. I I bought a new phone so that I could turn that phone into the police, and they wouldn't take it. No officer would take it. They kept separating me from that evidence. This lady here, who I just posted up the screenshots from a conversation between me and her, she was going to help because there's so many. I've been gang stalked. One of those groups has over 3,000 members, and so many people messaged me. So I have the evidence. These people messaged me in Facebook to tell me that they were kicked out of these groups for defending me. So that's about 3,000 people who hate me in those groups. Just that one. Um, some of these crazies that I dealt with, like Karamia and Layla Johnson, it turns out that they were messing with my head all along. And so many of the people that were friends with me, they sent the meanest stuff to me. And then when I saw them in person, they told me they didn't do it. Well, who got on your Facebook account and typed that stuff to me then? The police wouldn't take my report. What was I supposed to do? I had to leave the state of Colorado for my own protection, and I wasn't allowed because the border police assaulted me and charged me with felony assault. And everything after that, every day since then, every situation that I was in, no matter what, I was trying to force the police to take a look at that. I was trying to force them to see it. The Bollingers have not stopped. And now, after they've destroyed every part of my life, they get protection orders because I wasn't allowed to go to court. When I lit Ken and Leah's truck on fire and threatened the president, it was to try to force the police to take a look, to try to force an outside agency who could look across jurisdiction to take a look. My friends who were going to go in with me, they were all threatened or intimidated or afraid of having their children took. It's because they know how it works. If you turn in a police officer, they never leave you alone. Getting a lawyer, I called those places. You guys sent the same ideas over and over and over again. And I explained that I'd been through it. You guys are pretending like I didn't. And I had evidence of all of that on my phone. When I lost that, they wouldn't allow me to get my phone records on my own phone. They wouldn't allow me my phone records without a court order. I told the witnesses the names of the witnesses, not to put them at risk, but because the police wouldn't take my report and there were so many witnesses. And I should be allowed to cross examine them. I should have been allowed to see them in court. I should have been allowed to face my accusers. Alicia is a predator. She has proven this since Virginia. Well, she plays victim and she gets to hide behind these people. The rest of her family, who pretended like they were going to help, pretended like they wanted to see me, they showed me in that courtroom that that's not the case. That Carol lady and Shelly, they played such a fucked up head game with me. Oh my God. I'm not allowed to speak out against these people because they have court orders, but they're allowed to speak against me. They're allowed to slander my name in these groups, and there's nothing I can do about it. Meanwhile, if I post up anything, it gets destroyed. I've been trying to show this evidence to you guys for forever. Do you have any idea how difficult it is for me to use the computer? I used the computer before for learning and for playing video games. That's what I used it for. I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. I had to go to Josh or Larry. Those were my computer guys. They helped me to hook up people like Onyx who had computer skills with computers. I told these people's virtues, even the ones who screwed me over, before I told the things that they did to me that were horrible. I first extolled their virtues and told that they were good people. At least once they were good people to me. I'm posting this because I It makes perfect sense why Natalie wanted to die. These people were horrible to me, and they were horrible to her too. I need somebody who's not an alcoholic to sit with me and look at all this stuff. I need somebody who's not addicted to meth to sit down and look at this stuff. I need someone who's not on heroin to look at this stuff. I need somebody who's not playing head games to sit down and look at this stuff. I'm at the end of my rope. I don't have any money. It all got taken because I was defending myself the only way that I had. I don't know how to make this stop.